Have you ever stood up from your favorite chair, only to feel that familiar ache in your lower back? It's not sharp or sudden, just a quiet, nagging pain that seems to linger no matter how much rest you get. Many of us over 60 assume it's just part of aging or something we have to accept. But what if that wasn't the whole story? What if your back pain isn't just from getting older or sitting too much? It turns out, there's a hidden reason that few people talk about. Something that quietly weakens your muscles and steals your comfort without you even realizing it. This little-known cause is often overlooked, yet it can dramatically affect your quality of life. In this video, we'll explore why your back hurts after 60 and share a simple, easy-to-follow routine that can help ease that pain starting today. No fancy equipment or exhausting workouts, just gentle movements designed for your body's needs. Stick with me, and by the end, you'll discover a way to reclaim comfort and strength, so you can enjoy your days without that nagging ache. Let's take this journey together, one step at a time. If you are not subscribed, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any videos. If you like the topic of this video, please comment 1. If you don't, please comment 0 to let me know how I can improve and make better videos for you. Now, let's begin. 1. Why your back hurts even when you haven't done anything wrong. Have you ever noticed how the day can start off feeling just fine, only to have that old nagging ache in your lower back creep up on you by lunchtime? Maybe you're settling down with the morning paper or chatting with a neighbor on the porch, and suddenly you realize you're shifting in your seat, searching for some position that doesn't leave your back feeling stiff or sore. You think to yourself, but I didn't even do anything today. I haven't lifted anything heavy or strained myself. Why does my back still hurt? It's one of those quiet frustrations that seem to become more common with each passing year. For many people in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, this kind of discomfort almost feels like an unwelcome companion. There when you wake up, there when you bend to tie your shoes, even there when you're just trying to relax after a long day. You try to ignore it, chalk it up to just getting older, or maybe you figure it's the price you pay for all those years of hard work, raising a family, taking care of a home. Yet there's something particularly disheartening about pain that comes for no apparent reason. You haven't run a marathon or shoveled snow off the driveway. Sometimes it seems like all you did was sit down to enjoy a cup of coffee. And that's the thing, isn't it? So often, the people I talk to, neighbors, old friends, even family members, share stories of how back pain creeps into their lives, not after some dramatic injury, but in the slow, everyday moments. They'll say, I was just watching TV, or I got up from my chair and felt a twinge. For many, the pain is more than physical. It's a reminder of limitations, a shadow that sometimes dims the simple joys of retirement, walking the dog, playing with grandchildren, gardening in the spring sunshine. But let me ask you something. Have you ever wondered if maybe, just maybe, there's more to the story? Could it be that your back pain isn't only about age or the wear and tear of years gone by? What if the real cause is something quieter, something that doesn't get talked about much, even though it affects so many people in our stage of life? What if the very things we do to protect ourselves, resting more, taking it easy, staying out of harm's way, are working against us in ways we never expected? I know that sounds surprising. For most of our lives, we're told that hard work is what wears us out, that overexertion is dangerous, and that as we grow older, we need to slow down, sit more, and avoid unnecessary strain. Maybe you even remember your parents or grandparents repeating that old wisdom, don't overdo it, take it easy, and sit down and rest for a while. Those are words said with love and care, but what if following them too closely is part of the reason your back keeps hurting, even on the days when you haven't done anything wrong? It's an idea that feels almost upside down. After all, how could resting be harmful? How could simply living quietly, doing the crossword, chatting on the phone, watching a favorite show, lead to discomfort that seems so unfair? But the truth, as scientists and doctors have discovered in recent years, is that our bodies are built to move, no matter our age. And when we stop moving enough, especially as we get older, something surprising happens inside us, something that can quietly set the stage for pain. Let's talk about that for a moment. When you were younger, movement was a natural part of every day. You might not have called it exercise. Maybe it was gardening, dancing at a wedding, chasing after your kids, or simply walking to the store and back. All that activity kept the muscles around your spine, your core, engaged, strong, and ready to support you. Even if you didn't realize it, you were giving your back the help it needed just by living an active life. But as time passes, routines change. Maybe retirement brought more time for rest, and fewer reasons to rush around. Maybe a sore knee or hip makes walking less comfortable, so you spend more hours in your favorite armchair. Or perhaps you just enjoy the simple pleasures of a quiet morning, a soft cushion, and a good book. All of these are normal, even precious, parts of life after 60. But slowly, almost without warning, the deep muscles that support your back, the ones that protect your spine, keep you steady, and help you rise and bend, start to switch off. Doctors call this muscle deactivation. You see, when a muscle isn't used regularly, it doesn't just get weaker, it forgets how to do its job. This is especially true of the core and gluteal muscles, those big, powerful muscles in your belly, lower back, and buttocks. Think of them like the foundation of a house. If the foundation weakens, even the strongest walls will start to shift and strain. And that's what can happen in your body. Without regular movement, the support system for your spine grows silent, leaving your back to carry more weight and stress than it was ever meant to handle. But here's where it gets even more interesting. You might think, I still walk around the house. I make the bed, cook meals, and water the plants. Isn't that enough? The answer, according to physical therapists and geriatric specialists, is sometimes, but not always. Everyday activities are important, but many of them don't engage those deep, stabilizing muscles in the way your body needs. When most of your day is spent sitting or doing only gentle, repetitive tasks, the sleeping muscles stay asleep. It's not your fault. It's just how the body works. Scientific studies have shown that after the age of 60, muscle mass begins to decline at a faster rate, sometimes as much as 3 to 5% per decade unless we actively work to maintain it. That's not just about looking fit or strong. It's about staying comfortable, independent, and pain-free. Weak muscles can't hold the spine in healthy alignment, so other parts, like your joints, ligaments, and even the small nerves in your back, have to pick up the slack. That's when pain, stiffness, and even injury can occur, often without any big event or obvious cause. Let's make it even simpler. Imagine your back as a bridge. If the support beams underneath grow rusty or weak, the whole bridge wobbles and creaks, even if no heavy trucks pass over it. Your back is much the same. It needs a steady foundation. Without it, you can feel discomfort even after the quietest of days. And yet, because the change happens slowly, many people just assume it's another part of growing older. So what can you do? The answer isn't to force yourself into hard exercise routines or try to relieve your youth in the gym. Solution is surprisingly gentle, and it fits beautifully into the life you've already built. It begins with small, mindful movements that wake up those sleeping muscles and remind them of their purpose. You don't need fancy equipment or a personal trainer. All you need is a little curiosity, a willingness to try, and a belief that you deserve to feel better. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 1 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Here's something you can do today, right at home. Begin by standing behind a sturdy chair. Place your hands lightly on the back of the chair for balance. Take a deep breath. Now, slowly rise on your toes, lift your heels off the ground, and then lower them back down. Repeat this movement 10 times, nice and slow. As you do, imagine your calf muscles, your thighs, your glutes, and your lower back all waking up, coming online, stretching and strengthening, bit by bit. Next, while still holding the chair, try marching gently in place, lifting your knees as high as is comfortable. Don't worry if it feels awkward at first. The point isn't perfection, it's participation. Feel your belly engage, your back stand tall, and your glutes activate with each step. Try this for 1 minute, then rest. These movements, though simple, encourage the deep muscles of your core to reawaken. Over time, they'll remember how to support your spine, taking the pressure off your lower back and easing those stubborn aches. You might be surprised at how quickly your body responds. Within a few days, you may find that standing up is easier, or that sitting for long periods doesn't leave you as stiff. You might notice a new spring in your step when you walk down the driveway to check the mail. And most importantly, you'll begin to trust your body again, not as a source of pain, but as an ally in your daily life. Let me tell you a story about someone who found comfort in this gentle approach. Jim, a retired teacher from Iowa, spent years dealing with mysterious back pain. He wasn't a workout guy. He preferred reading, birdwatching, and long phone calls with his grandkids. He figured the pain was just the cost of growing old. One day, after a particularly uncomfortable night, Jim decided to try a simple morning routine his doctor recommended. 5 minutes of gentle movement, every day, before breakfast. At first, it felt strange, almost pointless. But within 2 weeks, Jim noticed he was sleeping better, waking up less stiff, and, most surprisingly, looking forward to his little routine. "I'm not running marathons," he joked, "but I can bend down to pet the dog again, and that's all I want." Jim's experience isn't unique. All over the country, seniors are discovering that small changes, tiny investments in movement, can yield big returns in comfort and independence. You don't have to become an athlete. You don't need to set ambitious goals. What matters is giving your muscles a chance to do their job, just as they did when you were younger. Of course, not every day will be perfect. There may be mornings when you feel tired, or afternoons when the ache returns. That's okay. The journey to feeling better isn't a straight line, and it's never too late to start. Each movement, each stretch, and each step you take is a way of honoring your body and your life story. You've carried so much over the years, responsibilities, joys, even heartaches. Now, you can give your back the care and attention it deserves, in return for all it has given you. It's natural to feel cautious. Maybe you worry about overdoing it, or perhaps you're afraid of making the pain worse. These are reasonable fears. But remember, gentle, consistent movement is not about pushing your limits. It's about reminding your muscles that they matter, that you still need them, and that they have a role to play in your daily comfort. Start small. Celebrate every bit of progress. Maybe invite a friend or partner to join you, or keep a journal of how you feel each day. Over time, you'll build confidence in your body's ability to support you. Sometimes the biggest changes come from the smallest steps. Maybe today is the day you decide to stand up just a little taller, to march in place for a minute, to stretch your back as you look out the window at the morning sun. Maybe this week, you'll try a new movement, or simply take a few extra steps each time you get up. These are victories worth celebrating. And as you move forward, remember, that pain is not your destiny. It's a signal, sometimes gentle, sometimes insistent, asking for a response. By choosing to listen, to move, to care, you are already on the path to greater comfort and joy. Your back hurts, not because you've done something wrong, but because your muscles have been waiting for an invitation to come back to life. Give them that chance. You deserve to live each day with strength, dignity, and a sense of possibility. So, the next time you stand up and feel that old ache, try not to scold yourself or accept it as just the way things are. Instead, let it be a gentle reminder that your body is asking for a little help, a little movement, a little kindness. Take a deep breath, roll your shoulders back, and give your muscles the chance to support you once again. It's a small act of self-care, but it can make all the difference. You've spent a lifetime caring for others, building memories, shaping a family, and contributing to your community. Now, in this season of life, you can care for yourself with the same devotion. Let movement become your ally, your daily medicine, your quiet revolution against pain. You may find, as so many others have, that with each step, you reclaim a bit more freedom, a bit more of the life you love. Your back deserves that chance. And so do you. 2. The real damage of inactivity, and why you might not notice it until it's too late. Have you ever had one of those quiet days at home where everything feels gentle and slow? Maybe you spent the morning with a crossword puzzle, made a pot of coffee, or watched the sunrise out your kitchen window. You felt peaceful, perhaps a little sleepy, but certainly not in pain. So it always comes as a surprise, maybe even a small betrayal, when your back aches as you stand up from your chair. But I didn't do anything today, you think. I barely left the house. There's a certain frustration in feeling hurt when life's been calm. It almost doesn't seem fair. So many older Americans have told me their stories of pain that seem to appear out of nowhere. It's not always after a big event, like helping a friend move or raking the yard. Often, it's after a string of quiet days, where rest felt earned and deserved. You remember a time when you could work all day, cook for the family, carry groceries, garden for hours, and only feel tired at night. Now, even a day spent reading or watching television sometimes ends with stiff joints or that telltale backache. You might even feel guilty for being less active, but the truth is, inactivity can hurt you more than you realize, and it sneaks up quietly. Let's pause and ask, what if the danger isn't in doing too much, but in not doing enough? What if the real threat to your comfort and health is inactivity itself? Those long stretches of sitting, those afternoons on the couch, those habits that feel restful but might be robbing your body of its strength. We're taught to take it easy as we get older. But what if taking it easy has hidden costs? Here's the truth. The damage of inactivity is a silent, slow process. It's not like falling and breaking a bone or catching a cold after forgetting your scarf. The effects build up, day by day, week by week, until one morning you wake up and realize something important has changed. Science calls this the silent epidemic of aging. Doctors have even coined a word for it. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass and function that naturally comes with age but is made much worse by sitting still. Let's break down what happens inside your body. Your muscles, especially those in your legs, hips, and back, are like batteries. When you use them, you keep them charged. When you stop, they slowly lose their power. After the age of 60, you can lose as much as 1 to 2% of your muscle strength every year, even if you don't notice it at first. That might sound small, but over just 5 years, you could lose nearly 10% of your strength, without even realizing it's slipping away. What's more, your joints and ligaments stiffen when you're inactive. Your heart and lungs become less efficient, and even your mind can feel foggy or slow. Blood flow decreases, making it harder for nutrients and oxygen to reach your muscles and bones. Your balance suffers, and small movements, like turning to reach the phone or bending to pick up a dropped pen, can suddenly feel difficult or dangerous. The worst part? You may not notice any of it until a simple task, like standing up from your favorite chair, becomes unexpectedly hard. Maybe you're thinking, but I'm not a couch potato. I get up and move around the house. I run errands. I do my best. And you're right, most older adults are far from lazy. But even those who stay busy with chores and visits can fall into patterns of hidden inactivity. Sitting for long stretches watching TV or reading, napping in the afternoon, or skipping daily walks when the weather is bad, all these little things add up. And because the damage is invisible at first, it's easy to believe everything is fine. Until, suddenly, it isn't. I remember meeting Helen, a lovely woman from upstate New York. She was 76, sharp as a tack, and fiercely independent. "I don't need help," she'd insist, smiling as she poured sweet tea for her guests. But she'd also confess to long afternoons in her recliner, especially in the winter months. "It's just so cozy," she'd laugh. One day, while putting away laundry, Helen slipped and fell. She wasn't badly hurt, but it shook her confidence. "I used to bounce right up from things like that," she said. "Now I worry." What happened wasn't just a single accident. It was the result of months, maybe years, of muscles growing quietly weaker. Helens' story isn't unique. Across the country, millions of older Americans face the hidden risks of inactivity. The consequences are more than just aches and pains. Inactivity increases the risk of falls, a leading cause of injury among seniors. It can contribute to weight gain, diabetes, and heart disease. It can make recovery from illness or surgery much harder. Even your mood can be affected. Lack of movement has been linked to higher rates of depression and anxiety in older adults. Here's what the science tells us. Muscle atrophy. Muscles shrink and lose strength, especially in the hips, legs, and back. Bone loss. Bones become more fragile, increasing the risk of fractures. Joint stiffness. Joints lose flexibility, making it harder to bend, twist, or reach. Reduced balance. Poor muscle tone and weaker legs mean a greater risk of falls. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 2 below to let me know that you are still here with me. Slower metabolism. The body burns fewer calories, leading to weight gain and higher blood sugar. Impaired circulation. Sitting for long periods can cause swelling, blood clots, and slower healing. Mental fog. Less physical activity can affect memory and sharpness. But all of this creeps in so quietly that most people don't notice until something forces them to. An injury, a sudden struggle with stairs, a doctor's warning. Sometimes it's not even pain that catches your attention. It's a new fear. Maybe you hesitate before stepping off the curb, or you avoid going out at night because you worry about stumbling. That's the real damage of inactivity. It slowly takes away not just your strength, but your confidence, your independence, and your joy. Isn't it strange? We work hard our whole lives, looking forward to peaceful days in retirement, only to find that too much peace, too much stillness, can take something precious away. It's a cruel irony and one that too few people talk about. But the story doesn't end there. Here's the hopeful part. The damage of inactivity is real, but it's not irreversible. Our bodies are remarkably resilient, even in later years. With small, steady changes, you can rebuild muscle, regain strength, and restore flexibility. You can protect your independence, your comfort, and your happiness. It doesn't take hours at the gym, fancy equipment, or youthful ambition. It starts with the smallest steps, literally. Let's talk about what you can do, starting right now. First, notice your habits. How many hours do you spend sitting each day? Are there stretches of time where you don't stand up, even for a glass of water? Make it a rule to get up and move every hour, even if it's just for a minute or two. Walk to the mailbox. Do a few gentle stretches by the kitchen counter. March is in place during commercial breaks. Set a timer on your phone as a reminder, or ask a loved one to be your movement buddy. The point isn't to exhaust yourself, it's to keep your muscles and joints awake. Second, try to add a simple daily walk to your routine. It doesn't matter if it's 5 minutes or 15, whether it's around the block or through your living room on rainy days. Walking is one of the best ways to keep your legs and back strong, improve circulation, and clear your mind. You might even notice you sleep better and feel happier after a little stroll outside. If you like a little structure, gentle exercises like standing up and sitting down from a sturdy chair, rising on your toes, or reaching your arms overhead can do wonders for your balance and muscle tone. There's no shame in starting small. Every bit of movement is a victory. Celebrate your progress, no matter how slow. You might be inspired by someone like George, an 80-year-old former truck driver from Michigan. After a mild heart scare, George's doctor told him he needed to move more. At first, George was skeptical. "I thought I was too old for exercise," he'd say. But he began by simply walking to his mailbox every morning, then added a trip around his backyard. He made it a game. Could he go a little farther each week? 6 months later, George was walking a half-mile each day, with less back pain, more energy, and a big grin on his face. "I didn't think it would matter, but it changed everything," he said. The lesson from stories like Helen's and George's is simple but powerful. Inactivity is a thief, but movement is your best defense. You don't have to run marathons or join a gym. You don't need to become someone new. You just need to honor your body's need for movement, in whatever way fits your life. Little changes add up. A minute here, a few steps there, a gentle stretch in the afternoon sun, they're all gifts you give yourself. If you're reading this and feeling discouraged, please don't. It's never too late to start again. Your body is waiting for you, ready to respond. Each step, each movement, each conscious choice to get up and move is a way of reclaiming not just your strength, but your freedom. And you deserve that freedom. You've earned it. So next time you notice yourself sinking into your favorite chair for the 3rd hour in a row, remember, that inactivity may feel safe, but it can quietly take away the things that matter most. Stand up, stretch, walk, reach. Remind your muscles, your bones, your heart, and your spirit that you are still here, still able, still alive. Every movement is a promise to yourself that you won't let time steal your strength. Let this be your gentle wake-up call. The damage of inactivity is real, but it doesn't have to be your story. With a few mindful changes, you can write a new chapter. One filled with comfort, confidence, and the simple, daily joy of moving through the world on your own 2 feet. You have so much life ahead, and your body is still on your side. Give it the chance to move, and watch as energy, hope, and ease begin to return. Even if you can't see the progress right away, trust that every step counts. Start today, and let your story be one of resilience, hope, and quiet triumph over the damage of inactivity. You are worth every moment of movement. 3. The easy fix: A 5-minute routine you can try today. If you're like most people over 60, you've probably tried all sorts of ways to ease your back pain. Extra pillows, heating pads, and that expensive memory foam mattress everyone raves about. Maybe you've even browsed the internet late at night, searching for stretches, miracle creams, or anything that promises relief. But what if I told you the most powerful solution is something you can start right now, in the comfort of your living room, and it takes just 5 minutes a day? Let's pause for a moment and imagine a typical morning. Maybe you wake up with that familiar stiffness in your lower back, the kind that makes you wince a little as you swing your legs off the bed. You shuffle to the kitchen for your first cup of coffee, bracing yourself against the counter as you wait for your joints to wake up. Sometimes you might sigh, remembering the days when you could move without thinking. It's tempting to give in to the ache, to sit a little longer, to put off activity in the hope that the pain will eventually fade. But here's the thing. Your body is quietly asking for a different approach. It's not begging for punishment or exhaustion, but for gentle, intentional movement. A simple invitation for your muscles to rejoin the team, to remember their job, to support you again. And the good news? You don't have to become a fitness buff, invest in fancy equipment, or make drastic changes to your lifestyle. All it takes is a few minutes each day, a bit of patience, and the willingness to try. You might be thinking, 5 minutes? That's nothing. How could that possibly make a difference? It's a fair question, and one I hear often from friends, patients, and neighbors. But science and real-life stories tell us that small, consistent actions are often the ones that bring the biggest rewards, especially as we age. Let me share a little secret. The body, even at 70, 80, or beyond, is remarkably responsive to movement. Muscles that have grown quiet will awaken again. Joints that feel stiff can regain their fluidity. Nerves that send signals of pain can learn new, gentler messages. What matters isn't intensity, it's intention. It's showing up for yourself, just as you've shown up for family and friends for so many years. Before we begin, I want you to take a deep breath. There's no competition here, no race. No one is watching. This is just you, your living room, and a few minutes set aside to care for your well-being. The only thing you need is a sturdy chair, a wall, and perhaps a soft mat if you prefer to work on the floor. If you're feeling hesitant, that's okay. Trying something new can feel daunting, but remember, every journey starts with a single step. Let's begin with a quick routine, one you can do each day, anytime you like, morning, afternoon, or even before bed. These movements are designed to gently wake up your core, glutes, and back muscles. They'll help stabilize your spine, relieve tension, and make everyday activities easier. If anything feels uncomfortable, go slow, and don't hesitate to skip a movement or modify it to suit your needs. 1. Wall sit, 30 seconds, twice. Find a clear wall and stand with your back against it, feet about hip-width apart and a step away from the wall. Slowly slide your back down, bending your knees as if you're sitting in an invisible chair. Keep your knees above your ankles, not over your toes. Hold this position for 30 seconds, breathing deeply. You'll feel your thighs, glutes, and lower back working together to hold you steady. If 30 seconds feels too long, start with 10 or 15 and work up. Rest, then repeat once more. This movement is a gentle way to reactivate your support system without straining your back. 2. Chair marching, 1 minute. Sit tall in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Begin to march in place, lifting your knees one at a time. Swing your arms if it feels comfortable, or hold onto the chair for support. This isn't about speed. Focus on engaging your belly muscles, keeping your back straight, and moving with purpose. March for 1 full minute. This wakes up your core, increases circulation, and reminds your body how good movement can feel. 3. Pelvic tilt, 1 minute. Lie on your back on a mat or firm surface, knees bent and feet flat on the floor. If getting to the floor isn't possible, you can do a gentle version sitting in your chair. For the classic version, flatten your lower back against the floor by gently tightening your abdominal muscles and tilting your pelvis upward. Hold for a few seconds, then release. Repeat slowly for 1 minute. This exercise eases pressure on the spine, improves flexibility, and helps retrain your posture. 4. Glute squeeze, 1 minute. Whether you're sitting or lying down, tighten your buttocks, glute muscles, as if you're holding a penny between them. Hold for 5 seconds, then release. Repeat as many times as you comfortably can in a minute. Glute squeezes are subtle but incredibly effective. They help wake up the muscles that often grow quiet after years of sitting. 5. Gentle seated spinal twist, about 1 minute. Sit upright in your chair, feet flat on the floor. Place your right hand on the outside of your left thigh and gently twist your upper body to the left, looking over your left shoulder. Hold for a few breaths, then return to the center and repeat on the other side. This stretch relieves stiffness, improves spinal flexibility, and feels wonderfully refreshing, like a sigh of relief for your back. As you finish, take a moment to check in with yourself. Notice how you feel. Maybe your heart is beating a bit faster. Maybe your back feels a little warmer. Maybe you sense a new lightness in your body. These are the signs that your muscles are waking up, ready to support you as you move through the rest of your day. I want to share a story that might sound familiar. Evelyn, an 82-year-old from Indiana, spent most of her retirement with a persistent ache in her lower back. She'd tried pain medications, fancy mattresses, and even physical therapy appointments that left her feeling exhausted. One day, her daughter found an online video just like this one, teaching a simple, 5-minute routine. Skeptical but willing, Evelyn gave it a try. At first, she could barely hold the wall for 10 seconds. Marching in the chair made her feel silly, but she laughed through it. After a week, something changed. Evelyn found herself standing up from her chair with less effort. She started looking forward to her little routine. After a month, her back pain wasn't gone, but it was quieter and less intrusive. She even walked her granddaughter to the park one afternoon, surprising herself with how far she could go. "I never thought something so simple could help," she told me, her eyes shining with pride. Evelyn's story is echoed by so many others. Men and women who thought they were stuck with pain, only to find new hope in gentle, consistent movement. The 5-minute routine isn't magic, but it's powerful in its simplicity. By engaging the deep muscles that support your spine, you're giving your body the foundation it needs to heal. And as you get stronger, those muscles will protect you from future aches, making it easier to enjoy the activities you love. Gardening, traveling, even dancing at family weddings. If you are still watching this video and find these lessons useful, please comment 3 below to let me know that you are still here with me. It's easy to underestimate the power of small habits. We live in a world that celebrates big transformations, dramatic before and after stories, and quick fixes. But the truth is, your body is built for gradual change. The slow, steady improvements you make each day add up over time. 5 minutes might feel like a drop in the ocean, but over a year, it becomes more than 30 hours of intentional self-care, enough to make a real difference in your life. If you're feeling unsure, or even a little discouraged, remember, there's no perfect way to begin. Some days, you might breeze through the routine. On other days, your body may feel tired or stubborn. That's normal. The goal isn't to do every movement perfectly, but to keep showing up for yourself. Celebrate the small victories. Maybe today you hold the wall sit a little longer, or you find it easier to twist your spine. Maybe your balance improves, or you notice your mood lifts after a few minutes of gentle activity. You might even find joy in the process. Turn on your favorite music as you move. Invite a friend or spouse to join you. Mark your progress on a calendar, and treat yourself to something special when you reach a milestone. These routines aren't just for your body, they're for your spirit, too. They remind you that you're still capable of change, able to care for yourself, and still full of life and possibility. As you continue this journey, listen to your body. If you feel pain, pause and rest. If you feel strong, try adding another round of your favorite exercise, or explore new movements. There are endless ways to move, and countless resources, videos, books, classes, for older adults who want to stay active. But never underestimate the value of the basics. The 5-minute routine is your anchor, a simple ritual you can rely on no matter what life throws your way. Let's take a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished. In just 5 minutes, you've given your back the support it needs, wake up the muscles that keep you steady, and sent a message to yourself that you're worth caring for. That's no small thing. It's everything. Think about all the years you've spent looking after others. Children, grandchildren, friends, and loved ones. You've prepared meals, offered advice, fixed scraped knees, and mended broken hearts. Now it's your turn. These 5 minutes each day are a gift you give yourself, a promise to honor the body that has carried you through a lifetime of memories. And if you're still doubting whether something so simple could help, remember this: science is on your side. Research shows that even brief, gentle activity can dramatically reduce pain, improve mood, and increase independence for older adults. Doctors and therapists across the country recommend routines like these because they work safely, naturally, and without side effects. You don't have to do it alone, either. Reach out to your community. Many senior centers, libraries, and local groups offer exercise classes designed for people just like you. If you're more comfortable at home, keep watching videos, reading, and learning at your own pace. Every bit of movement counts, and every effort brings you closer to comfort. So the next time you feel that ache in your back, remember, you have the power to change your story. You're not stuck with pain. You're not destined for stiffness or struggle. With just 5 minutes a day, you can begin to rewrite the future, one gentle movement at a time. And if today is your first day, I want you to know how proud I am of you. It takes courage to try something new, especially when pain has been a stubborn companion. But you've shown up, you've tried, and that's the beginning of something wonderful. Let's finish with a simple thought. Your body is more resilient than you know. Each day you choose to move, you're investing in strength, dignity, and hope. You're honoring the years behind you and preparing for the years ahead. And you're proving in the quietest, most powerful way that you're not defined by pain. You're defined by your willingness to care for yourself, one step at a time. Here's to you, and to the 5 minutes that just might change your life. As we come to the end of this journey together, I want you to pause and take a deep breath. You've just learned that back pain after 60 isn't simply your fate or a sign that you've done something wrong. It's your body's way of asking for a little extra care and attention. More importantly, you've discovered that the power to ease that pain, to bring more comfort and freedom into your days, is already within your reach. Remember, the damage of inactivity can sneak up quietly, but it's never too late to reclaim your strength and confidence. With just 5 minutes a day, gentle movements, and a little patience, you can wake up the muscles that have quietly supported you for so many years. These small changes aren't just about your back. They're about honoring your entire life's journey, protecting your independence, and giving yourself the gift of movement and hope. You might have days when the aches still visit, or when motivation feels hard to find. That's okay. The important thing is to keep moving forward, to celebrate every effort, and to know you are not alone. There are thousands of others, just like you, choosing each day to invest in their well-being. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What was the most surprising thing you learned today? Which part of the 5-minute routine do you feel ready to try? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. And if this video brought you comfort or hope, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gentle guidance on living well after 60. Take care of yourself. You deserve it. Your best days are still ahead.